Alright, today we have chapter 65 of The Way of Kings, which is the tower. In this chapter, they assault the tower, the large plateau in the Shattered Plains, and a couple of things happen. Kaladin successfully distracts people, but one guy got shot in the foot, and Teft got shot in the shoulder. I'll get into that in a minute. Then Dalinar killed a bunch of people and then suddenly stopped being able to kill people when he realized he's killing people instead of monsters. And then Sadeas began to retreat as a bunch of Parshendi showed up to the tower to try to even the playing field and dominate, right? Let's get into a couple of details regarding the plot. Firstly, I'm going to go through the Kaladin stuff real quick. Nobody actually died, so Kaladin feeling bad is a little bit unjustified. And it's interesting how it's framed that Kaladin knows what he could do better, and so that's why he's sad, is because he understands exactly how far he's falling short. Interesting framing, but this is also set up for possibly a reason that Teft could be injured or killed in the future is because he can't use the spear as well, right? It's this early we're setting up that he can't use the spear as well because he's injured. Then when he starts fighting, everything will look good. He'll be confident, but it'll fall behind because of his injury. Wow, setup payoff. Chekhov's gun. Then we have Dalinar, who's continuing down the plot of not being able to kill people and discovering empathy. One of my friends told me that the thrill is like some sort of metaphysical force and not just adrenaline. We'll see how true that is. Right now, it's just adrenaline. It's just adrenaline and dissociation. It's that simple. So we'll see how that continues to develop. That is really just we'll see what happens. And then we have the Sadeas pulling back angle. Now, this is the most interesting part of the whole chapter for me because it's pulling things in a tense way where I can really see it going either way. We already know that Dylan is a little bit biased against Sadeas, and Adolin is really biased against Sadeas, and they will interpret whatever he does in the worst way possible. We also know that Sadeas at least expresses to be on Dalinar's side, working for the king, but also a strategic person. So he would understand there's no point in both of the armies dying. I better pull back so that the nation only loses one of its two Bright Lord armies. That's a debatable fact. Brandon's not the best at describing things, so I don't know exactly how outnumbered they were. It's very vague as to whether that is just an objectively correct tactical decision to preserve resources for later, or if he's being a little bit of a coward. It could cut either way. Either Dylan could be being self-righteous and saying, you should have died with me, or Sadeas is being selfish and saying, I didn't want to risk my men, even though we could have won. This is like the big tension between these two is Sadeas out for himself, or is he being smart and understands his own value to the kingdom? Which of those two is? Things are twisting so that there's even more tension in this plot threads that are going until we get to the climax where something happens. I'm excited to find out what that is, and if you're excited, you should
Like and subscribe now.